Composing an Iwagumi can be demanding and sometimes a bit frustrating too. I mean, you have to find the perfect rocks with the right face, color and texture. But what if I told you that you can create all of this with only your imagination as the limit, rather than relying on what the store has to offer? I've been working for a while with a Danish company called Make, and they have this mouldable decoration concrete that can be used to make backgrounds for terrariums, paludariums or aquariums, but also trees and branches,
which gave me the idea of creating the rock formation myself.
It all started with a piece of styrofoam and a hot knife that cuts foam like butter.
This tool is very useful if you regularly cut styrofoam, but just remember to wear a mask, or even better, do it outside. This is the skeleton of the structure. Keep in mind that this will be covered with 2 layers of concrete, so you have to make it smaller than the final result. I'm mixing the first layer of concrete to a spreadable consistency, so it's easier to apply to the styrofoam. After a few hours, I added a second layer, and this time the concrete mix is a lot thicker, so we can shape it and create rough details.
Four hours later, before the concrete is too dry and hard, I use a sharp object to create the details. They say every rock has a face, but in this case, you make the face yourself.
"24 hours later, the rock structure is fully dried and ready for the final step. Make has a product called Color Fix. It's basically liquid acrylic that you mix with pigments to get your desired color. To me, this is the most difficult part. I wish I paid more attention in art class. Once you apply the color mix, the concrete then absorbs it and seals it completely, making it safe to use once it's fully dried. Since the base is styrofoam, I decided to glue it down to the base of the aquarium. I don't want to risk it floating later on. The next day, I filled the tank with reverse osmosis water, just to see if the rock structure would affect the TDS, which it did. But then Eric, the creator of Make, told me that reverse osmosis water wants to get back to its original state. It eats into the concrete, trying to remineralize itself. So I remineralized the water, and as suspected, it's now stable. When it comes to substrate, I prefer to use Dennerle's aqua soil. It doesn't leach ammonia, which means that we can add inhabitants after only a couple of weeks. We've now reached my favorite part, planting. I'm going to use just one plant, Hemianthus calitricoides cuba. I chose this plant because of its small, delicate leaves, and hopefully it will create a dense carpet around the mountain. I filled the tank up with reverse osmosis water and added the shrimp minerals for Neocaridina shrimp. HC Cuba is a medium plant, so for it to fully thrive, I'm going to inject CO2. I've been using a pressurized CO2 system from Co2art for a few months now, and honestly, I couldn't be more pleased with it. The Pro Elite regulator can feed CO2 to 5 tanks at the same time. It's hooked up to 3 nanotanks, now also the bar aquarium, and today we're connecting it to the Iwagumi. To install the CO2, we need a diffuser. This is the bazooka. We're also going to need a check valve, a U-bend, CO2 tubing, and a drop checker. First, I attach the tube to the regulator. I then cut the tube and attach the check valve. To the check valve, I reattach the tube and bring it all the way over to the aquarium. I then trim the access tube and add the U-bend. To the other side of the U-bend, I attach a short piece of tubing, and finally, the bazooka. I know this seems very scary, but honestly, I think assembling an IKEA furniture is much more difficult.
It's been 11 days since we planted this tank, and a few good things has happened, but also a few bad things. I got new merch. We got a new website called terrariums.com. This is inspired by Snoop Dogg's album Doggy Style, but instead of Snoop Dogg, it's me building a paludarium. We got the Terrarium here, we got some animals up in here, we got Leo, the Locamela, Vampire Crab, Pamela. I don't know if you've seen Wiz Khalifa's performance at the Tiny Desk. He has this t-shirt of the Doggy Style album, and I really got inspired by that, so I contacted a guy in Italy. His Instagram is Sayonara Art, and he made me this. So now it's available on my web shop. We got hoodies, we got socks, we got t-shirts. Go check it out if you're interested. The HC Cuba is looking healthy and has actually already grown. This is day 1, this is day 11. You see these bubbles? That's the plant producing oxygen. It's called purling. The plant is photosynthesizing, which means that it's happy and healthy. But I can also see some algae. I think this is diatoms, but it could also be some string algae. Whatever it is, it needs to go. If we look at the scape, I wish I had made it a bit higher. I wouldn't mind if the top part would actually stick out of the water. The soil line is way too high. It's actually messing up the sense of depth. Perhaps a small piece here and another piece here would have been cool, and this a little bit higher as well. I want to do a couple of things now. I want to trim the plants, I want to suck out all the algae, give it a general cleanup, but before I want to test the water. So let's grab the TDS pen, and as you can see we have 191, which is perfect for Neocaridina shrimp. We got the pH, nitrate, and ammonia testing. The pH is around 6.5. I don't know how to read that. Grab the nitrate. Nitrate is 0. Ammonia is also 0, which means that we have perfect water.